Hello and welcome to this video. It's actually sunny so I can't see you at all and I think my battery is going to run out soon. But I figured we might as well start a vlog. I'm about to make my February cake, which is just a jam tart, so hopefully it won't be too difficult because I can't be bothered really, but I need to do it now, otherwise it won't get done, and it won't get done in February, etc, etc. But Mondays is Monday, by the way. We're actually starting a weekly vlog on a Monday. It's about 3:30. Eloise is napping. Mondays is a big carry day for me because we go down to Sing and Sign, which is a good 35-minute walk away, so that's an hour and 10 minutes of a reasonably heavy 1-year-old in a sling. So what I really want to be doing is sat on the sofa watching the new series of Sort Your Life Out, which I think has had 3 episodes and I haven't seen any of them yet. And if you saw some of the beginning parts of my maternity, you'll know I got obsessed with that programme. What am I supposed to be doing first? Preheat the oven. That's easy enough, I can do that. And then 12-hole tin, tart tin. Just have to go with that one. So yeah, so I thought we'd start a vlog. Because it's been a little bit of time since I've actually spoken to you. I'm aware that this is not a great look, but the space I have in my kitchen, which is quite a lot, this is the best one to do the baking bit in. I wonder if maybe if I put you over here instead, maybe that would be better. Put you in a cupboard, shall we? No, there we go. Maybe that's better. But yeah, basically, what with my birthday, Eloise's birthday, and all of that, not had much of a chance to just do a normal vlog for you and let you know what's been going on. So I thought we'd do that. I'm not entirely sure what I've got going on this week. So yeah, as I was saying, today is a big heavy carry day with the sling, so that we can get over to Sing and Sign, which I still don't really like. Eloise is not that fussed by it, so we won't be carrying it on. And I've actually stopped going to baby sensory now as well, so all of our groups are no more, which is a bit sad. I found some other things we can go to, but she needs to walk for that. Which, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think that is that far away. We've been working a lot on sort of independent standing. She can't do it for very long, but she can do it for a few seconds now. It's more about building her confidence with that more than anything else. She has started getting herself into a position from like seated or from the floor that looks like she wants to stand up. And she's become a whiz with the walker, so I'll insert that clip now. Should we turn around a bit? We put on a slipper. Uh-oh. This one gave it 3 stars. However, another review, so yeah, that wasn't quite for me. And then I also read the arc of The Romantic Tragedies of Drama King by Harry Trevelyan, which was very kindly sent to me by Book Break. You got it stuck. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at with her. I don't think we're going to be, I mean by too long, it could still be like 4 months or whatever, but So yeah, it's an interesting one watching her develop at the moment. Trying to work on various things with her surreptitiously through playing. Can't get into my pastry. I've greased my tin and now I can't get into my pastry. What else has been going on? So last week my family came up and we went to see Chitty Bang Bang, which obviously is a show, well, it's not obvious, but it's a show that has quite a bit of nostalgia for me. I watched it quite a lot as a child. It was fun to go and see that because obviously my family also know it pretty well if I watched it a lot. It is only in seeing the musical that you realise quite how weirdly structured it is. Excuse my oven. It kind of doesn't follow a normal structure, like the first half stopped just as they got to Bulgaria, which is always the bit you think of. When you think Chitty Bang Bang, you think flying car, child catcher, etc, etc. That doesn't come into it that quickly. Also, it's supposed to be, you know, the big star-studded half-term performance for Sheffield, but didn't have really any of its stars because their Caractacus Potses, one finished at about Christmas time, so this is I think their first one back after Christmas, first like place run, and their next Caractacus Pots doesn't start until March. So we had the understudy, he was fine, but it just felt like he hadn't quite rehearsed it in, I suppose. Like, he was good and I enjoyed it and he was a very good singer and dancer and all of that kind of stuff, but it just felt like they were all sort of not well versed with him. And maybe it's because it was the end of the week for them. Maybe they have been doing loads of rehearsals with Ore Aduba, who is coming in as Caractacus Potts, so maybe they've actually done this show like 20 million times this week. So they're just, you know, worn out of it all. I don't know. We were also supposed to have the Vivian as our child catcher, but obviously sad times is that the Vivian died towards the end of last year. So obviously that wasn't going to happen, which does mean I think we missed parts of the child capture because I was given an Instagram ad for the show the day after, and that definitely shows more child capture stuff than we saw. So obviously they had to get someone in for that because that role was shared between the Vivian and Charlie Brooks, but obviously Charlie Brooks wasn't supposed to be on for this one, so that wasn't a thing. So yeah, it just all felt a bit haphazard. And as good as it was very enjoyable. It did just feel a little bit like they were a bit short of stuff. So like some of the dance numbers you think are supposed to be really spectacular, like Two Sweets and stuff, and it felt a little bit lackluster. So I don't know, I enjoyed it loads. It was very enjoyable, but in hindsight I think some of it could have done with a bit of work, I suppose, which is a bit sad because obviously my family had come up to watch it and things. My battery's gonna die, so I'll come back to you at another point to talk to you about what else has been going on. Chitty Bang Bang, I enjoyed it, it was very good, it was nice having a trip out to the theatre, it was nice having it with my family, we had a laugh, all of that. It's just, it had its flaws, I suppose. Exactly the second time I've seen it. I did go and see it in the West End ages ago. I think it was the first West End show I ever saw that sort of sparked the theatre joy. So it does hold a place, but this time around wasn't my favourite, which is a shame, but still very much enjoyed it. Next show is at the end of March, and that's with Eloise. That's the one for her birthday. So subscribe if you're interested in that one. So yeah, the Jam Tarts are out the oven, and I ran out of pastry to put hearts on all of them, as the thing said. I think some of the ones that should have rolled a bit thinner, but hey ho, sure they'll be alright. Very easy to make, so that was good, as I couldn't really be bothered. So yeah, so because my family got up to come see Chitty Bang Bang, they also stayed a night. So on the Saturday, we all took Eloise to the farm. As I'm talking, I'll insert some pictures, but this time around she was well into the animals. Obviously we've been to Groves Park with her before, and I'll put a video where we have done in the description for you when she was very small. She got very excited about seeing it all. She really liked touching like the goats and stuff. Thankfully my mum had thought ahead and brought some, hand sanitizer and things, so that we didn't have to try and wash our hands under the tap with soap and that. So we managed that, and it was good fun, and we'll definitely be going back more often, because it's not that far a drive for us. It's a free thing. She really liked it. There is also like a playground and a cafe, although they looked absolutely manic. So Saturday was one of the first nice days in a long time, so everybody had had the same thought as us going up there. So that's what we did. What else have we been up to? Not a lot. That's probably about it. Pete's now on a spate of not being in very much, so it's now trying to work out how we do that. Me collecting Eloise from nursery and stuff, which is not... He drives past it basically, so that's why he does all the drop-off and pick-ups. It's not just because he can drive, but it's also because it's literally on his way. For me, it's basically where Sing and Sign is, so it's a good 35-minute walk there and back, slightly less, maybe half an hour, which is fine. But she is always absolutely shattered from nursery, so I'm not sure how I do it. And Jeff can't go at all, so it's not like I can walk him and get that done at the same time. And it's not like I can then put her to bed and walk Jeff, because Pete's not here, so no one's in the house. So it's just trying to work those sort of logistics out, because I know I've got at least one coming up soon where I've got to go and get her, possibly one this week as well. So yeah, I mean, I always knew it was going to be a thing. It's just I didn't realise quite how tired she was going to be after her days at nursery, but that's because she doesn't sleep at nursery, whereas at home she sleeps a lot in her naps. So yeah, that's what we've been getting up to, largely. A few things I need to do this week, but I'll bring you along for that excitement as we go along. But now I'm going to sit for a bit until she wakes up. What is the time? It's now 4:20, so I've got maybe 20 minutes if she gives me that to sit and relax for a moment. So yeah, I'll come back to you at other points this week. So I'm having a very quiet work week, which is very nice because it has been quite busy with meetings and stuff, and March is looking pretty busy. But I've managed to get some stuff done on my sort of to-do list that isn't work to-dos. One of those is I've actually booked myself a driving lesson. Can you believe it? I feel like I've been talking about this for years, and I've actually gone and done it. It's proven very difficult to get a driving instructor, or more to the point, obviously I'm working and then I have Eloise on Mondays and Fridays, and for some reason driving instructors don't seem to do the weekends anymore. But I'm very constrained into what time I can do. I can't really do any during my working week. Jeffy. It's gone very dark. I wonder if it's going to rain. Yeah, so I can't really do any in my working week, and then on Mondays and Fridays, Pete needs to be available to look after Eloise, so it's proven difficult. I've had a couple of driving instructors say that they can fit me in, but then I'd have to be flexible with when they've got slots available, which I can't do. But I think I've managed to get one that's going to be a consistent. So I was going to say exciting, but it's not exciting. It's blooming scary, and I'm not looking forward to it. But if I can stick with it and I can get it done, I do know being able to drive is just going to be really helpful going forward, just for everything. There are so many things that I'm like, oh, me and Eloise, no, we can't because we can't drive there. Or, oh, it'd be nice if I could just go and see my family this weekend, but we can't do that. Or, like, at lunchtime, oh, it'd be good if I could just pop here to pick up a Mother's Day card or whatever it is that I'm looking for. But I can't do that because it just takes far too long out of my day. So that was some curtains. Because that's the other thing we've done, is we've bought some curtains to finally maybe get some matching sets in this room that are actually to our style. And it has started absolutely peeing it down. And I can't remember what I was saying about driving instructors or driving, but yeah, if I can stick to it and I can get it done, it's going to be really helpful. I've just got to get through this bit. And hopefully this bit isn't going to be very long, because this is the bit where I'm nervous because I don't know what I'm doing. So hopefully that'll ease quickly and I'll get the hang of it. So I'm doing automatic lessons because I have had manual lessons before, and I don't know whether it was the instructor, I don't know whether it's my brain, I don't know what it is, but I really didn't get on with it. So taking away half the stuff by doing it in an automatic seems sensible to me. I have heard you learn quicker in an automatic, but we'll see whether that's true. And also with electric cars and stuff, they're all automatic anyway, so it's where we're heading. But the main thing is that my brain just didn't seem to get on well with the manual, but that might have been my instructor rather than a manual car. I imagine it's half a dozen of one and half a dozen of the other, to be honest. So yeah, that is my productive thing of the day. Looks like I've had a couple of emails come through, so time to get on with some more work. Hello and welcome to Saturday. So it's the 1st of March. It's a lovely day. The daffodils are coming out. Well, at least the green bits. Oh no, we're getting some heads on them now. Just not bloomed yet. And our plan, well, she's currently asleep, so we're just going around doing some of the small stuff. So we've just packed up the mattress topper and duvet cover and stuff for the sofa bed because I couldn't work out how to get it back underneath the sofa bed on my own. Pete's just on the phone with his grandma, but once he's done that, we're gonna add a lock, like a magnet lock, to one of our cupboard doors. It's got all like the dishwasher tablets and things in, because she loves to open a cupboard. So we just need to make that one more secure, and a few other jobs like that. And then we're gonna head off to Meadowhall because I'm going to a book signing today. So one of my favourite authors is Millie Johnson, and she's got a new book out and she's doing a signing in the Waterstones of Meadowhall. So told Pete and he said we can go. So we're going to that. We've also got a few things that we need to buy while we're there. Pete and Eloise might go to the park while I'm doing the book signing thing. So yeah, that's the plan. I'll try and show you as much as I can, but we'll see where we get to as always. So yeah, I'm in my avid reader's jumper, ready for a bit of a book day. So what's the screws for? Maybe if you need to screw it somewhere, I don't know. So we got these ones, the Boo Boo magnetic cupboard locks, because we did have some baby down across your cupboard things. I'm being, you know.
Well, the 2 baby down products we've got now are rubbish.
Well, I don't think.
Stairgate doesn't look either.
I don't think that the cupboard locks would be bad. It's just aesthetically they don't look very nice. Whereas this is just a sticker.
Which we don't even need the sticker, to be fair.
And a magnetic lock.
You don't even need the sticker, to be fair, you know.
No.
But
so
we don't rip off the door, might help.
Yes. So that's what we've done.
Yeah, so demonstration. There we go.
Great demonstration right there.
Well, do you have to turn it? No.
It's just your stickers in the wrong place.
It's not. No, it's my place. Fair enough.
Gonna have to get the knack.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just all of our like washing up liquid and dishwasher tablets and stuff. Which is why they've been moved from under the sink so that they're in their own separate cupboard that we can then put a lock on. So that's job number 2 done of her nap. So on to the next one. So I've left Pete and Eloise getting food in the food court, and I'm making my way over to the Waterstones so that I can go and do this book then. So I accidentally, and definitely not on purpose, just sort of forgot to carry on with this vlog. So obviously the last you saw was me going to the book signing, which I did. So my very old copy of the Yorkshire Pudding Club has been signed. Very exciting. This is an old 2007 sort of, not first edition, but you know, first copies of this book, which she commented on about the decapitated women and the fact that it was very old, so that was fun. She was only signing for an hour, and obviously there's a queue, so you don't get a huge amount of time with her, which is what I was expecting anyway. And because I didn't buy her new book, I didn't get the notepad and the pen, but I have every single one of her books in paperback. I wasn't going to break a habit of a lifetime just to get a hardback. I would have done if that was the only way to get something signed, but she was happy to do this one for me, so that's what I did, and I got a picture, so I will insert that here. Yeah, it's I realised my first book signing since I was a kid, and I went to see Jacqueline Wilson with my dad, and then we got to the front and I was so scared that basically my dad did all the talking. At least this time I spoke to them, so bonus for me, but that must have been when I was about 10, so it's been about 24, 25 years since I've been to a book signing. So yeah, that was good. And obviously Millie Johnson, well not obviously, you don't know, Millie Johnson is someone I've been reading since I was about 15, and I really like loads of her books. So was glad to be able to do that. Thank you, Pete, for allowing us to do that, because obviously he's got to drive me there. Although, as you've seen, I've booked lessons, so one day maybe I can just do it by myself. But we actually had quite a nice afternoon. We went to the food court at Meadow Hall and had lunch, so they did that while I went to get my book signed. Came back, Eloise apparently been smiling at everyone. Oh, it's suddenly gone very bright. Lovely. Yeah, Eloise has been smiling at everyone. We went and bought the stuff that we needed, so some oven gloves from Lakeland and a Mother's Day card and a frame. Eloise went on the swing and then we came home. So all in all, very successful day and everything that we needed. I was going to say a non-successful day. It is a successful day today. It's now Monday, by the way. And we've just taken Eloise for her 1-year jabs, and it broke my heart. It was interesting to see how she reacted, because she's been so smiley today, like proper Eloise peak smiliness. Like everything, loads of people have commented about how happy she was. She was happy in the doctors, so she was like standing at the chairs, like banging on the chairs and stuff. I'm sure everywhere, well, there wasn't actually anyone else in the waiting room, but I'm sure they would have loved it. Really happy going into the nurse's room and sitting on Pete's lap with a big grin on her face. And then as soon as like we took her trousers off and she was getting into position to have the jabs, because it's 4 jabs at the 1-year mark, they did 2 in each leg. Yeah, she started crying from there and then screamed, and it was very hard. And this is why I take Pete, because there's no way I'd be able to hold her and not cry while it happened. So I wasn't going to go at all, but he made me go. But it probably helped that I went, because then I could help sort things out afterwards. But yeah, so we did that, and that's been tricky. Other things from this weekend, I went to their swimming lesson yesterday, because I've got to take her next week. but that'll be in the next vlog. Well, the swimming won't be, but the fact that I've got to go and do it will be. So I went this week just to get like a lay of the land, see how we're going on, and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah. We also went to the woods. We took Jeff to the woods yesterday because the weather's been lovely. You can kind of get an idea from the window there. Yeah, the weather's been really nice, so we, instead of doing some of the stuff we probably should have done at home, I went to the woods instead. But we did manage to get quite a bit done. Right, I thought I'd come and do this by the books because it's semi-related, but I have a works parcel and I thought I would open it with you. So I had a moment of like girl math at the weekend when I went to the book event, in that I didn't know if I was going to have to buy Millie Johnson's new book to get it signed, or whether she'd sign one of my old copies, which she did, so I mean I didn't have to buy the hardback version. I knew in the works there were a couple of things I wanted for Eloise and a couple of gifts that I wanted to get. So I went in there and they didn't have the stuff I wanted. So when I came home to do the order, and it was, you know, free shipping if you spent 30 quid, I went a bit overboard because I was like, well, I've got the money. So I thought I'd show you what I got. So let's start with the stuff for Eloise. They have some toys. Right, the battery's dying, so we've had to change angles so you can now see our bed frame. Apologies. As I was saying, there were a couple of toys that I wanted to get Eloise because there's a few, I guess, areas that we're working on. So the first was this shape sorter, just the bucket with the, we are trying to get her to figure out shapes and things. This was £4. So I thought it could be good. It comes with shapes, obviously. So we're going to work on that with her. The other was a bit more spur of the moment. But it's one of those cause and effect toys, so you know, that kind of thing. Which she's really good with this grip, but she's not always good at using all of her fingers, so I feel like this will help encourage some of that, and for her to press things and all of that. Plus I think she'll like it because it's that kind of thing. That one was, I think, £6. To then get my delivery, I picked up this Easter craft for £1. So it's a make your own hanging decoration, so it's got, you know, cards and ribbons and all of that. I'll just keep this aside for next year and we can do that as an Easter craft next year. And then we come on to the books that I ordered, and as I said, did I need this many books? No. Did I buy this many books? Yes. So in the 3 for £6, well, actually no. So I ended up with 5 books, but let's be honest, I don't need, you can see the shelf. This is the shelf of books that I have not read yet. There's enough of them there. But I've had my eye on these, some of these, for a very long time. I really want to read them. It's now a long time to Christmas and my birthday, so I just sort of thought, what the hell. So I ended up with Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. This is a romance novel where our two, I think it's both characters, but at least one of our characters is disabled, which is not something that I've read before. I have heard so many good things about this book and this author that I really want to just give her a go. So I've got that one. Very excited for all of these books. But did I need them? No. The next one I got was The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I really like Holly Jackson's books. This is the sprayed edge edition. I've read them all other than the World Book Day thing. It was going to be on one of my Christmas or birthday lists, but the paperback hadn't come out yet. and I just really want to read it. I just think they're very clever books, all sort of YA murder mystery kind of things. I'm so late to the party with the next two, but I got Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is a cowboy romance. I've never read a cowboy romance, and again, heard so many people talk about this series and this book. So I was sensible and just bought the first one rather than the whole set, which I could have done as well. So that I can dip my toe in, and if I like it, then there is that option going forward. Same thing with The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This is a locked door thriller, I think, and again, Frida McFadden is everywhere on the book internet, and I'm just very late to the party, but really want to give it a go because it sounds good. It's also kind of short, so yeah. And then the last book I got to make up the 3 for 6 was Never Date a Roommate by Paula Ottoni. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This has got fake dating in it, which I really like. It's my favourite trope, which is why I picked it up. It's also set in Copenhagen, which is where we took Eloise for our first holiday. I have now since looked it up on Storygraph, and maybe I should have done that beforehand because it doesn't rate overly well, but I'm still hopeful for it. Plus it's very short, so it should be a quick read. And that is my works haul, but that's not the end of my book purchases, because it was also the first of the month when I went to the book event, and I'm part of, as you know, a book club, but that comes with a Discord that covers all of the book clubs all over the country and their enablers, and there was a huge chat about the 99p Kindle deals that came out in March. Some of them are incredibly good, and I may have bought 5 books on that too. I do have a gift card, so I haven't actually spent any money on it. So I thought I'd just tell you what they are, because I may as well. It's a book video in essence, so let me just pull up my email so I don't forget any. So the first one I picked up was They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Again, very late to the party, but I have wanted to read it for some time. It was 99p, so I got that one. I then got one that I'd never actually heard of, but then when I read the synopsis I thought it sounded great, and that was Bright Young Woman by Jessica Knoll. This is all linked to like a serial killer Ted Bundy kind of esque thing. Very, very intrigued by that. As I said, not one I'd actually heard of, but spur of the moment decided to pick it up. I then picked up Small Pleasures by Claire Chambers, which the synopsis of this just sounds so intriguing, because it's about a woman that basically says she's pregnant through Immaculate Conception. Sure, slightly outside my typical genre, so having it on my Kindle for 99p is a good way to go for this book, but one that I have been intrigued about for quite some time. Then I actually got 2 sort of memoirs, non-fiction, so I got, what's this one called? So I got Know Your Name by Chanel Miller. This is going to be a difficult read. Chanel basically waived her right of anonymity to bring out this book, as it's to do with her and the Stanford sexual assault case. So it's going to be very difficult to read, but one that I think I'll get a lot out of. And then the last one is the Britney Spears autobiography, or a biography. It's probably a biography, I don't know whether she actually wrote it. The Woman in Me. Again, I heard a lot about it when it came out. I really like Britney. I've wanted to read it. I keep thinking about getting it from the library, but just haven't. So I've got it on my Kindle now instead. So yeah, went a bit overboard with the books. Didn't need them. Got far too many now on my TBR. If you include Kindle books into that, I think I might be up to about 160. So I need to get cracking. Although I actually do need to do a cull of my Kindle, because some of them I'm really never going to read, so why they don't need to take up space. But that's for another day. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, which has turned out to be a bit more booky than I anticipated, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.